It's a neurological condition. What it means is that messages don't get down from the brain to your hands and your feet and whatever. MS is lesions on the spinal column, and basically it attacks the spinal column, so messages don't get through. And so basically, when I'm trying to say to my fingers, "Oh, pick this up," if I'm having an attack,
the message stops here.
I might miss it, or I might drop it. At the time, as I said to you before, I was very worried because I didn't know how it would affect me long term. Whether I would never work again, whether I'd be in a wheelchair soon. You get all these scare feelings. So I qualified for that, and I was prescribed the treatment. And that treatment was having an injection deep into the muscle once a week. And I continued with that treatment for several years. And again, as luck or good fortune would have it, as soon as I started the treatment, my attacks stopped completely. And to this day, I've not had a single attack. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, Pud, you've got MS, how unlucky." I say, well, no, I think myself very lucky. A lot of patients with MS, it's very debilitating. They'll walk with a stick or they're in a wheelchair. I don't have to do that. I can walk, I can exercise, I can run at the moment. So I class myself as a lucky sufferer.
2008年的伦敦马拉松，马伦吉代表一家名为 EMSA 的慈善机构奔跑，而这家机构募集的善款主要就用于多发性硬化症这种疾病的治疗和研究。马伦吉想通过这种方式来回报曾经给予他帮助的人，并且激励和他有同样疾病的患者。
It's quite unfortunate. I did fall over and bang my head and crack my head open. I don't know whether I was just tired and fell over, or whether it's because the ground was wet because it had been raining and we were near Canary Wharf. All I remember was feeling this clunk where I hit head first, and I was just out, not out cold, but just flat out on the ground.
Definitely.
And the first thing was a bit of relief because I've stopped, I can rest.
马伦吉的第3次马拉松并不顺利，但带伤跑步的照片激励了很多人。马伦吉说，是路边热情的观众给予他坚持到最后的勇气。
But as I was waiting, I was moving about and thought, okay, I'm coming round now. So started moving my legs, found I could still move. This medic hadn't come back, so I pulled my sweatband down over the cut to stem the flow of blood and carried on. And managed to finish the marathon in the end. And one thing about the London Marathon is you get an awful lot of support from the crowds as you're running around. They're very good crowds. Now there was me running around with blood all down myself. I think I had the support of everybody. I wanted to run it in less than 4 hours. Hopefully about 3.5 hours, somewhere between the two, and in the end I ran it in 3 hours 48 minutes, which to be honest I was quite pleased about, especially with having an accident halfway around. I was over the moon. It was a real high point in my life.
Sometimes I do, but he's controlled it very well. He's had the injections and it's done very well for him, so we've been quite pleased with that. But it's always at the back of your mind that it might come back or it could be worse.
I've still got semi-numbness in my lower legs, which means that I've got to be careful and be aware of how I walk and how I run. Now, generally that comes automatically, but there are times, like when I get up in the morning, and even if I'm having a bad day, that I do feel a bit wobbly.
尽管病情得到了控制，但马伦吉还是感觉到他跑马拉松的机会不多了。马伦吉心里一直有个愿望，就是和自己的儿子一起参加马拉松。2012年也许就是最后的机会。最终，在大学里工作的小儿子詹姆斯决定和父亲一起奔跑。
Obviously, we're all extremely proud of him. The condition he has could have put him back a lot more than it has done, but he's an extremely driven individual. We've always been extremely proud of everything he's achieved. and you know the support that he's had from his specific charity, you know, there's is an absolute inspiration, like for me to want to continue to support them going further, whether it's marathon running, whether it's other extreme sports or competitions or stuff like that. Anything I can do to help support them moving forward, be it marathon running or whatever, I'd definitely be interested in.
So it's kind of that's your dad's dream and task is being continued on.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, definitely moving forward. I'm going to continue to support MS moving forward, yeah.